Hello and welcome to Nonny, Yanga's flagship talk show where we discuss all the hot topics. Today we're celebrating two individuals who are continuously breaking down barriers, and they are blogger and social media influencer Hannah Oleteju and employment support officer Nana Marfo. My brother and sister, welcome. Next time, remind me about this hair colour. I would have worn a brighter wig. The late Stephen Hawking famously said that disability need not be an obstacle to success. And today, more than ever, there are multiple shining examples of this. Statistics show that there are 13.3 million disabled people in the UK, almost 1 in 5 of the population. People with disabilities prove time and time again that there is no barrier impossible to break. Front and centre in sports, entertainment and the academic and working world, many have pushed past perceived limitations. Where shall I start? I know me and you, Hannah, we can go back and forth. So let me start with my brother here before he thinks we've pushed him out of this discussion. Nana, we spoke off camera and I've met you before.
Yeah.
And I suppose when we were kind of working through how the show would be, I'd be like, can I be saying disabled? Can I say disability? And I've never been like that. I've never been someone that kind of stops my tongue. But then I think sometimes you have to, because you don't want to patronize, yet you also don't want to downplay a terminology.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your life story. Talk to me about your opinions on disability and the discussions in the Black community. Just talk to me.
Disability in my life, born in 1983, 3 months early, 6 months premature. As you can see, the construction of a tracheostomy tube, which a lot of people don't get right. Educational-wise, it was difficult. Growing up in general was difficult.
You're Ghanaian, aren't you, Nana?
Ghanaian by descent. In terms of when I was born, because my airway didn't grow with me, immediately I had to have something called a tracheostomy inserted to enable me to have oxygen in my body. Because I was so early, born.
And in 1983, that's a long time
That's
ago.
a long
You can
time
imagine.
ago. But I'm young though.
Yeah, older than me, uncle.
So in those times, you can imagine medicine hadn't advanced. Obviously, my physical body hadn't grown. So I had to live in my own little spaceship, I call it, an incubator for 2 years.
Wow.
Just so that my body could catch up with nature.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for my mum having to be in and out of a hospital for 2 years, giving birth to a child, and the child doesn't come out till they're 2. Coming out was scary for my mum, being in Ghana and being over here and having to have less communication with back home, giving birth to a child with a disability, which I don't normally use that word, as a unique ability. It was scary for her because firstly, I was her first child. She didn't have any form of illnesses within her family. And for me to be born with a tracheostomy, something she's never heard of, it was scary for her to maintain composure, strength, and the fight to keep on going daily. Growing up, for me, it was a blur because I was
Really?
a
What do you mean, blur?
As in, up until the age of 4 or 5, I was just a baby. My mum had to contend with the suction unit, changing tubes, all of that. If you're to ask me, do I remember it? Not really. When I got to the age of 6, 7, I realized my mum had to use a machine on me in primary school.
Okay.
And even then, I hadn't realized that I was different from my peers. I realized that every winter I was taken into the school to warm up whilst my friends played in the cold. And first time I was like, okay.
But is that when you started? See, the problem with telly is that you've got to skip forward so much. We can gist and gist and gist.
That's
but
when
we're
I noticed.
celebrating you today,
Yes,
Nana.
we are.
So before we get on to you, Hannah, tell us how you have become a pillar in the community. With the work that you do, I know you work with Croydon Council, and you're enabling people similar to you who have similar stories to you to get jobs.
Yes.
How did that come about, and why are you so passionate about it?
That came about through my own experience as a employee for an organisation which I don't mention for legal reasons.
Okay.
through my own experience, I noticed that I didn't have a voice.
Were you discriminated against?
Slightly. I didn't have a voice to ascertain what I wanted or how I wanted to be known in the organization. Decisions that were made concerning me wasn't involving me. So I thought it was wrong. I then decided to start doing Facebook Lives in 2016, talking about struggles of people with disability in employment, and I got floods of private messages. I got messages from Ghanaian mums who, funny enough, some of their kids had my condition, but they were too scared.
There was nobody. To talk about. I'm going to come back to you in a moment, Nana. Mrs. Unicorn, Hannah Olateju. You'll be popular with a lot of our viewers. And, again, when I was researching about the show and I was watching your videos, I was so captivated. People were captivated by you. But still, a lot of people may not know your story. Can you tell us a little bit about why we'd be celebrating somebody like you if it's not obvious already?
Okay, so where do I start? With my story?
Yes!
So I had meningitis when I was 2 years old. And people don't believe it now, but I'm actually 19 now. So I look a lot older.
Not older in a bad way, though. Mature.
Of course, yes, of course. So basically, with meningitis, it got to the point where I had the worst strain of meningitis, and they basically said to my mum, "The child is going to die, I'm sorry."
Aish.
But my mum, being the strong woman she is, we have this saying in Creole, she said, "Tayo lapa." And she didn't faint, she cried, of course, which any parent would. But then she tied her lapa and she got on with it. And she thought, well, yes, my child doesn't have her arms and legs, but she has a brain. But she has her family, but she has a life, So she made it her mission to make me the best possible person I could be. And personally, I think she succeeded with that.
Of course she did. Of course she did. How has your life and your unique ability, as Nana so rightly puts it, captured, I would say, the black community? Because again, one of the reasons why we're having this discussion is because it's not discussed enough within the black community.
Yes.
There aren't enough of you, Hannah, or you, Nana. People are shy about it. Some people, they give up their children, don't they? Why are you somebody that's been able to stand out?
I think it's because I live my truth. I'm not fake with people. I'm very honest. Like sometimes, yes, I have bad days where I struggle. Sometimes I can't even put on clothing if I'm tired or whatever not.
The strength.
But then again, it's like I'm being honest, and I think that's what we need in the black community is honesty when we are struggling, and honesty when we're not, and no backlash when we're not struggling, and support, because I think at this point we just need all the support we can get.
Have you always been this confident?
No. So I've only recently been confident around the time I started university. And from year 10 to about then, it's been a bit of a struggle. But thank God, I have my parents, I have my brother, I have my sister-in-law who have all helped me with my journey. And I think I've helped them also.
And you've helped lots of young girls. Nana, again, when we were speaking off camera, you spoke about the kind of tumultuous relationship you've had with your father and how difficult it was for him to accept your condition.
Yeah. When it came to my dad, it was the pure education. Understanding that, yes,
You're still human.
I'm still human. Yes, I have a tracheostomy or I look different from what he envisioned, but I've got a brain. I can walk. I can talk to a degree.
You can talk, or we can't shut you up.
I can talk to a degree. So I think, as Hannah will agree with me, in African culture, it's more of you need to be perfect. You having a disability, you're not going to amount to much. Your disability is what they see first. Who are you going to be? You're a sickler, as Africans say. For a long time, I built a lot of resentment for people within my own culture.
Really?
And it stemmed from the home. It stemmed from how my father saw me. But God is so good. I had my mum who was like, no.
Yes.
You're not disabled.
Yeah, my son.
What your peers can do, you can do it. You know, even when we go back into time, my education, the local authority at the time wanted to put me in a special educational needs school. And Mum was like, why? What for? There's nothing wrong with his brain.
Yeah.
He just has a breathing condition.
It's true. How was, we've got to go to the break soon, but let me just ask, how was your school experience? Did you go to a special needs school?
For me, special needs school was never an option because yes, I am differently abled, but that, as you said, there's nothing wrong with my brain, you know. So
It's probably sharper than us, boy.
well, at this point, I don't know. Yeah, everything was pretty much normal. And I remember there was one situation in year 7, I think it was my first week, where somebody said to me, "Oh, get some arms." And all I remember,
be so wicked.
yeah, but I nipped it in the bud because I went home and told my mum that day, and she was like, "When you go to school tomorrow, tell them about themselves," which I did to a degree. So this is in year 7.
So they knew not to mess with Hannah after
then,
that.
Yeah, so from then, like, no one has ever bullied me. And the thing is, in high school, like, everybody always knew my name, but I never knew people's names, to be honest. But which I think is a good thing because then they saw that, yes, I am confident. I'm Hannah, I have rainbow hair, and I'm not going to take any rubbish because my mom taught me better than that.
Please
so.
be easy on me today, Hannah. Still to come, we continue our discussion by exploring whether society's attitudes towards disability have changed. See you after the break. Welcome back to Nonny. Now, the introduction in equality legislation and improved access to public spaces has meant that disabled people now appear to have greater opportunities than ever before. The London Paralympic Games in 2012 are said to have been a major moment for disability in the UK, helping lead to a transformation in the representation of and attitudes towards disabled people in Britain. It challenged stereotypical mindsets and left a positive, lasting legacy. Despite this progress, negative public attitudes and awkwardness about disability are still very much prevalent. Research shows that 67% of the British public feel uncomfortable talking to a disabled person. Much of this discomfort is down to a lack of understanding, with many admitting to simply avoiding a situation that they are unfamiliar with. How can we improve people's attitudes towards disability? Nana, let me ask you that. Do you kind of feel like it's the community, your community's responsibility to make people feel like it's okay to talk to me, it's okay to ask me questions?
I think it is a community. The only way you're going to learn something is if you put yourself forward and engage with the individual with the unique ability. There's a thing going where companies are saying, oh, we need training, we need awareness, but if that person themselves don't want to be self-aware, we can put as much awareness out there. If they don't absolve it and take upon themselves to learn, we're still going to be in this dynamic, say, 5 years from now?
67% of people, Hannah, don't know anybody that's disabled. Are you surprised?
No, not really, because it's not my job to tell them, because I still got my own life.
You don't feel any responsibility towards kind of reaching out or saying to people, you can talk to me?
I feel like sort of no, it's not, because then again, I'm still a person who's just trying to live life, I guess. Yeah. And I feel like it's something that I don't really dwell on. Yes, I have no arms and legs, but I have a business to run. I have university to attend. I have a life to make for myself, you know, just as everyone else. So I don't see why I should take time out of my day to tell you, oh, look, you can talk to me. Because as I'm talking to you now, if I came across to you very nervous and everything, you wouldn't want to talk to me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So
you are who you are. I suppose that it is silly to kind of presume that you should have to do that, whether you have a unique ability, whether you're black, whether you're gay. It shouldn't be up to you to do that. But Nana, do you feel like sometimes it's the media as well? The media play a huge part. Like I said at the top, you know, the Paralympics are said to have played a huge part, because in London for the first time, people were cheering on. You were seeing that, these people are great. You even see them in Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with the Stars. Do you think the media is important? And do you think sometimes they play on that?
The media is important, yes. Do they play a part? Yes, they do. for the positivity to show people that people with disability were just as able as people without disabilities, that's brilliant. I love it. But then on the flip side of it, it's like people think we can do everything. Now, I can do everything, but I need support.
Okay.
And because of the way the Paralympics was, put out there, it's like, oh, that guy can run, he's got limbs. He doesn't need that much support.
Okay.
So
it can have a negative
negative
effect. Wow.
and a positive,
That's
effect.
really interesting. Can I ask you guys a question? This is Nonny. Don't want to sip the tea, sip the tea, sip the tea. But what about your love life? Love life?
Love life, not complicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, I've got a voice. I'm charismatic, confident.
Yes, my brother.
I don't
You're
have
selling yourself now.
any ladies. Joking.
No, you're not joking. But I'm asking that because, there are shows like The Undateables. Some said, that name is terrible. Some said, it's good, because people still signed up for the show and they dated. What was your opinion on that show?
Oh, God. Do you know...
You didn't like it?
I don't like the name because the stigma. I mean, why are they undateable? Because they have a disability. That shouldn't be a reason. It should be for their personality, So, and I feel like it gives disabled people such an injustice.
Yeah.
Because, say, myself as a disabled person, well, I don't like using that word anyway.
Unique ability.
Yes.
Let's adopt Nana's term. Don't charge us all. Unique ability.
As a person with a unique ability, why am I being shown in a light that says I'm undateable?
Yes, that's what TV can do sometimes,
Yes.
isn't it? And that's a kind of negative, I suppose it's just a negative part of TV. I know what TV's like. But do you sometimes feel and understand why some would feel awkward, Nana? Like you said, you're both good looking, and I'm not trying to say that to patronize you. You are. But do you sometimes feel that this lady might not want to approach me because of the disability, etc.?
For me, I've always had the mindset as, if you want to talk to me, talk to me. If you don't, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
However, you do get people that are hesitant, and they're hesitant because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to approach you in terms of...
How do you deal with that? Can you see it on the street, Hannah? Can you see, like if you go out with your mum or your brother, can you see that people want to talk, but they're like, they're getting nervous, or you just don't give a damn?
Bit of both. I can see it, and...
You can spot it. Is it like a trigger?
So say, for example, I'm walking past you, I can see in the corner of their eye that they're looking at me, but I'm just like... Really?
On with my business.
I'm just getting on with my business, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can see it, but sometimes if I'm at an event, I'll go and talk to someone.
Okay.
Okay. To make them feel at ease, because then they'll see, oh, she's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that's, God, this is Nonny, and this is a platform for blacks, so we've got to be honest. Do you think there's more of a problem within our community, the Black African community?
Yes, I think so, because it's kind of like what you were saying, if you're disabled, you're going to amount to nothing, like that type of thing. And luckily, I've never had that in my household.
Yeah.
I have been exposed to that, but I've always dealt with it in a diplomatic way, which is what my mum taught me as well. So, for example, like I went to Jamaica a couple of years ago and I was asked, oh, how am I so happy? And I just said, well, I'm alive, I'm human, I'm breathing. Why shouldn't I be happy? Just like you, And I've been asked all sorts of questions about like everything and the most absurd questions, which is none of people's business. But I'm happy to answer them, because if I was someone else and I saw me, I'd want to ask too. I'd want to know,
Yeah.
So
Do you Hannah kind of said she doesn't feel responsible to educate, but do you feel responsible to educate people, Nana?
I feel the person with the disability should be open.
Okay, not responsible, but open to discussion.
Open to discussion,
Yeah.
because you do look different from them. They don't understand why you look different. It's down to you to tell them your life, your journey, what you're comfortable with.
How have the beauty world accepted you? Because I know I've seen the kind of L'Oreal campaign where they do have some different ladies. Some of them are quite similar, let's be honest. They're just different shades, But do you think, is there space for you within that world?
Whether there's space or not, I'm still going to be there. Because, like, I'm half Nigerian, so I'm going to go wherever I want to go.
Are you only half?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Half what?
Half Sierra Leonean.
Okay.
A lot of people think I'm Jamaican. I'm just like, well, no.
You
but
could be anything,
I could
right?
be anything. That's the thing, you know. Yeah, whether there's space or not, I'm still going to do my thing. It's not at the point of proving something. I'm just going to do what I need to do because, like, this is me. If
You
they
don't
can't
feel
accept me, oh
intimidated
well.
by the likes of the Patricia Brights and stuff?
No, because then again, she has her market and so do I. And so does
Yeah.
everybody else, you know. They
Yes.
have their own market. There's plenty of space. It just depends because when a market is oversaturated, it means there's only one type of person doing the same thing, you know. So, and I'm doing something completely different.
Yeah, I can
I
tell.
mean, no
you've
one
got-
has hair like me. So.
I just don't know how your auntie does it to get all those colours. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Hannah, I know you're going to come back, definitely. Nana, you too. Really great talking to you guys. That's it from me, Juliana Olayinka, and my fabulous guests, Hannah Olateju and Nana Martho. Don't forget, guys, Noni is now online. Wherever you are in the world, go to www.yangatv.com to check out every single episode. Join me next time for more Noni Chat. Goodbye.